Hi everyone, welcome to Leslie Ray's Crafty Gig. My name is Leslie Ray and I am back from an extended break. I'm so happy to be here. I missed everybody and I hope everybody missed me. Um, what I want to work on is some projects for getting ready for Christmas gift making and holiday gift giving. So I usually try to do some kind of tags for that event. Last year I took some Sizzix dies and all of them were shaped like, a snowman or a stocking or a Christmas tree, that kind of thing. And I tangled all of the features on them, and that was the tags that went on my gifts for my family. This year I want a couple of different kinds. So I've just kind of started. I made a background like this. I'll show you how I did that here in just a second. This is just regular cardstock, and I'm going to do some different fun stuff. There's going to be a lot of different ones, so just hang in here. If you don't like one, you might like another one. You never know. So what I did is I wanted a blue background for my snow. I want to do a darker one too. That one was kind of light. That one I used Salty Ocean for that one. And so I want to do another one. I'm going to use some Faded Jean and see what that is. Hi, Jen. How are you? And so first what I did was I went direct to paper with dry paper and did a little scuffing around. Okay. I'm glad you're good, Jen. And then I'll spray a little here. And give it a second to soak. And I'm going to run in here with some tumbled glass. Just a little bit, not a lot. But then I'll come back over it with some more of the other. You're chatting now. I see you chatting. Everybody say hi, Jen. See, everybody's chatting with you. We're loving it. And I want to put a little more water on it to let it smooch together. Kind of do its thing. And then zap it with my heat tool. So heat tool. Yes, Samantha. Thank you, Samantha. I know I like this blue. Sam says hi. I know y'all have been missing everybody. You watched my jingle video? I learned a cool, fun thing. They have, over the last month or so, they have really stepped up some things with all the social media. And a couple of months ago, they fixed it where you could get in Blogger your permanent link to your blog post. You used to not could do that. You used to only could do that in WordPress. Well, now you can do that in Blogger. So I can completely finish my blog posts on my personal blog, and then what I can do is add in the link overs. So like I did on the Altered Pages blog, and I took that link and I placed it in my personal blog so it would go to the right spot. Well, and of course you can, get your video uplinks and all that kind of stuff too, and while your video is still finishing, you can get it and stick it in your blog post. And so that makes everything very cool. Well, that was all fun, and I've been doing that forever. But then I would have to wait till I woke up to post my photo, because it comes into my fan page automatically on my network blogs, But I would have to wait to post my photo when I got up, or I'd have to stay up and wait on it, right? Well, on fan pages, they have created where you can schedule your posts. So I scheduled for my picture to show up at midnight when all my posts went live, and I actually went to bed for the first time in a long time before midnight last night. So that was a cool thing. And when I woke up, all of my stuff had gone through. I thought, hey, how cool is that? I have not heard Sharon or Cheryl that they're going to release a winter ink set for 2012. I think they're really super busy with the release of the stains, that I think that that's like on the back burner. The reason I'm doing this on both sides is because I really saturated that paper, and I want to make sure I get it all good and dry, and before I do any more stuff to it. So I'm gonna dry a little bit on this side, and then dry back on the front side a little bit, and just set it over to the side to let it finish drying. But I may be wrong. I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to anything other than what I have to do, unfortunately. But that's kind of the understanding I thought I read the other day. But somebody please correct me if I'm wrong. But they were so busy deciding to keep those inks and then releasing the stains and other stuff. So is what I had thought I had read. So okay, I like this one. I like how it's looking. It's going to make a neat background for some other tags. But let's go back to the first one, the lighter blue. Here we go. Okay, here's the first one I stamped. And this one I stamped all with just, I think it's ocean, salty ocean. Okay. And now I've got my distress marker in Picket Fence. It's white. If you haven't played with these or watched Dawn or them playing with them, these are a lot of fun. They have two sides. One side is a regular felt tip kind of pen, okay? And the other side is a more painterly point. I'm working on just plain cardstock. Thank you for asking, Raven. Plain cardstock. And I'm going to paint on my stamp. And I washed off my stamp. And even though I washed it off, it still's got some residue of the ink, but I did wash it off before I did this, so I think I'm going to do one at a time. And I'm going to stamp it and let it sit there for a minute. And I'm just giving it a light impression. I'm not giving it a real harsh impression. But I'm going to let it sit there and do its thing. And it looks like they're kind of gray because I have gray on there. So let me grab a piece of paper and see if I can get some of that gray out of there. Yeah, that'd be better. So this will give just a little hint of color. The longer it dries, the more of a hint of color it gives. See if I can zap it and see if it'll bring it out just a little more. These over here, you can see where they mixed with the black on the stamp, even though I had washed the stamp. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. Isn't that weird? You get small black out of that stamp. With pens like these, never fear that you're going to ruin them by when you get color on them like that, because you can just wash them off like that. See, you can see the white on the stamp. So, I wonder instead of doing it that way if I did it this way. It's picked up the black nicely, which is kind of funny. So I have little gray snowflakes. Let's try it one more time. See, I've been doing stuff with this white marker a lot, and it's been showing up the right color, but today it's choosing to pull the black out of there. So let's do something different here. Add a little water to it. Okay, well, fine. It didn't want to do this. It's been doing this all day. Maybe I wore it out. Let's try this. I'm going to stick these back on here. And since I have these gray ones in the background, I'm going to go darker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my dark blue and stamp on it. Instead of going white, we'll go blue. So we like that better anyway, don't we? Even though I live in Texas, snowflakes are probably one of my favorite stamps on the planet. I have lots of snowflake stamps. A few years ago, there was an intervention with me in the purchase of snowflake stamps. I went a whole year without purchasing any snowflake stamps, and as luck would have it, that was a year that they came out with this new really terrific stamp. And I couldn't buy it because I swore off of snowflake stamps for a year. And so Mommy felt sorry for me, and she bought one for me so that I had it. But yeah, we get next to no snow where I live. Sometimes we might get, if we get snow in a year, it's unusual. A couple of years ago, we had so much snow, we actually almost had to go longer in the summer to make up for it because we had never had that much snow before, and usually snow days were days off later in the year for us, and we actually had to take all of our snow days and were threatened with possibly going extra after school should have been out because we had missed so much school that year. That was the first year in 20 years living here that had ever happened. And it wasn't just ice, it was actual snow. Because we get a lot of ice, but we hardly ever get a lot of snow. We get a lot of sleet and stuff like that. So, but yeah, last year, no snow. I think it snowed for maybe a total of 30 minutes, and then just stayed cold and nasty. But I felt very bad for the guys on the East Coast that are just barely getting by with, you know, the hurricane, and then wham, let's hit them with some snow. It's like Mother Nature has been very unkind up there. So I have friends online that are in New Jersey and just got electricity like yesterday. So they live very close to the ocean. People are talking to me. I cannot see it. Oh, I know, Jen. If it snowed in Houston, can you imagine? The year, was I guess 2 years ago was when we had all that snow. And it snowed in Houston also. When you use distress inks to stamp, you don't always get a clear stamp. Make sure that your stamp is conditioned. The reason mine had black already on it is because I conditioned mine with my archival ink. And got most new stamps, like if they're brand new like this, these haven't been stamped at all. They have kind of a film on them. You don't see it, but when you first stamp it, they don't give you a good clean stamp. And so usually I stamp it a couple of times with Versamark or with archival black or something like that, so that it really gets that rubber ready to accept more ink. So now StazOn top of it will not give you the same kind of conditioning. StazOn takes the moisture out of something because it has an alcohol base, whereas the archival doesn't have an alcohol base, so it would be better. But I mean, I got some pretty good stamps out of it, stamping it with the blue StazOn, or not blue StazOn, the blue distress ink. So I think it stamped pretty good. So yes, ma'am, you may have paper. And so I want to make my tags be about 4 inches long. And let's see how wide is this? About 3 inches wide. And I'm just trimming these. And this one, it's going to be longer than 4 inches. I'm just going to leave it because these are tags for my gifts. They don't have to be all matchy-matchy. Okay? I mean, it's easy to keep up with them if they kind of match, but they don't have to be uber matchy. So that this one's skinnier is okay. This one's a little bit fatter. That's good. So, and usually what I'll do is I'll make up a bunch, stick them in our gift wrap stuff so that they're there and I don't have to worry about it later because they're there. Sam, so till day, turn the alarm off, please. So I have the base of these tags. And of course what I want to do is do some edging on them and that kind of stuff. I want to also punch like a slit in them. I can punch a circle, but this is like a little slit punch and I can put ribbon in them, so that will make it nice. Let's start doing some edging. I got a new toy, but I don't have it plugged in tonight. I have a new distress tool, and I could take a bunch of these and go and do that, but I don't have that plugged in. So instead, we're not going to do that. I want to edge it with some ink and just kind of make it that way. I'm going to pick up the blue that I was using and just go direct to it. You've seen me edge paper before. Nothing new, nothing special here. Move along, right? But on this edge on the bottom, I think I want to take like my treading water punch and go across it. So it just has a little bit of lace. Only this isn't my treading water punch. This is some other punch. We're going to use this one anyway. This isn't the treading water punch. Sorry, guys. I don't know where the treading water punch is. This is the random punch I have just sitting here. And I'm looking at it because I would like to fix it so that it doesn't completely punch in the middle of an edge. Let's see what we got here. And you line these up on your hole punchy things. I wonder which one this one is. It's not treading water though. Treading water has holes, but this one's kind of fun. I like this one. And just kind of edge that edge. If I wanted to get really specific, I could trim this so that it fit in there perfect. But I'm cool with how it looks. I like that. So that's going to be the bottom. And for the top, I'm going to kind of pick the middle here. And I can either do 2 holes. I think I'm just going to do the one though. So that I can stick ribbon just straight through and wrap it through that hole. I'll show you that in a minute because I have some ribbon. Because ribbon is awesome. Now, some fun things you can do once you have your basic tag figured out. Like this is just a basic tag. So now on this base, I could put a bigger snowflake. I could put a little snowman. I could put, stamp a snowman and stick on top of it if I wanted to. Could do lots of fun stuff. What I want to do is play with some glitter because I like glitter. So I have this and I have my Quickie Glue. If you're not familiar with Quickie Glue, you need to become familiar with Quickie Glue. Quickie Glue is super awesome. Let's see if I can get this one to work. Yes. Here, I'll do it. Not on that. I'll do it on this. Okay, you see? Can you see on there? It looks like I just kind of wrote a little scribble, right? Watch this. I'm going to stick my finger, get a little bit of glitter on my finger, and then I'll just rub. I'm going to go. And now I have a glittery swirl. Is that not cool? That is the coolest thing to do with it. One of my favorite reasons for having Quickie Glue is because I can put glitter exactly where I want it every time without fail. And so what I want to do on this is to go in and make some little spots on my snowflakes where my snowflake has started. And I'm going over my stamping so you can see where I've gone over my stamping just a smidge there. And the nice thing is if this glue goes ahead and dries a little bit, it still stays tacky, so you still have a little bit of work time to get your glitter on. And see, what I like about these kind of tags is I could sit in front of the TV and do this, or if I was not supposed to be plugged in, if it was a non-plugged in time, I could take it and just sit and do this while we play a game and wait my turn. So I've got my little guy. Hi, Jim. Jim was coming in and saying There will not be any new seasonal distress inks. The ones that were added last year are being added to his regular collection. So now we have just a little sparkly, lightly sparkled snowflake, which is very super cool. So Mommy carries the Quickie glue pen in her store. It is by Sakura of America, which is different from Sakura Hobby Crafts. Sakura of America is the company that does Craypaws. They do the Sakura pens that are very, very popular for doing Zentangling and drafting and all kinds of cool stuff. Different company. Sakura is just the flower, that little pink flower that you see a lot. That's what a Sakura actually is that little flower. So I think I want to do one more. I don't want to do all of them because I still need a spot to write to from on. And so that will still need to be a place. So did anybody go to any Veterans Day programs today? We didn't celebrate Veterans Day today. We're going to celebrate Veterans Day tomorrow on the square. So that's kind of fun with just a couple like that. Yes, there are reinkers available. I've already got reinkers in all of the colors for the distressed inks, which is good because if you missed out on getting a pad, you could actually, make one. And what I like to do, instead of going ahead and stamping or writing to from on my tags like this, I leave them alone. You think you need to get one? Mommy, we need some Quickie glue pens. Cheryl's thinking she needs some. I leave it alone for to from because I may want to just write, from the Stricklands if I'm sticking it in a gift basket. Or I might want to write something mushy, and in which case I could, put another piece of paper on the back to finish this off instead of having it where I'm just going to glue it down. Okay? If I wanted to, could have totally done a front and back that way and gone ahead and edged it or left the white showing through. That would be even pretty too. So now I need some ribbon. And I had my ribbon. I've had a helper today. I have helpers most days. Do y'all have helpers at your house? I know Amanda has helpers at her house. She has really good helpers at her house. Here we go. But Quickie glue pens, I don't think they're very expensive. That's not really the blue I want, guys. So don't freak out on me and go, oh my god, that's really blue. One of the things we did, and I can't remember if I took pictures or not. I'll have to go find them if I did. I thought I did, but I may not have. Was we did mummy hands. And we used masking tape and spray paint. We spray painted them green. It was very fun. The kids wanted mummy hands to give to their friends for Halloween. Your helper doesn't like to craft? Oh, how can it be? Say it isn't so. My helper just came to me and told me she had planned her birthday party for when she turns 7, so that I would be aware that she was already thinking about that. So I'm going to use this blue grosgrain because I have a lot of it, one, but because I like it and I think it will be pretty. Oh, I know what I want to do, what I want to add to one of these. I want to add one of this, that right there. And for right now, I'm going to, I think I want to put a doolally on there. Let's see if I can find it. Like that. I want a button, I think. Let me grab a button. We need a Welcome Back Leslie Ray giveaway. I like Welcome Back Leslie Ray giveaways. Can we have something really good? Let's see. Aha. I will need that in a minute. And let's see. I have a blue button. I don't want a blue button. I have some purple buttons. I have some pink buttons. Button, button. Who has the button? I would have thought I had blue buttons, wouldn't you have? I mean, as much blue stuff as I have. Let's look in this jar. I used to have blue buttons. I used to have some really pretty blue and pink buttons and green. I don't like these buttons. They're not over there. I looked over there. There are no blue buttons over there. There's this blue button, a blue button. It's just not the right blue button. So I'm looking at these buttons. And see, that button doesn't look good either. That's too brown. Maybe I need a purple button. If I do a purple button, maybe I need a different ribbon. Maybe I don't need a button. A silver button? You would say silver. Because those buttons are not right here. Those buttons are way over there. I know! You said silver, and they're not reachable right now. Let's see. I'm sorry. Okay, we'll forgo the button till I can grab the silver buttons, because the silver buttons are not in grabbing distance right now. How about that? We'll forgo a button till we can have the silver button. Okay? Yay. Okay. It makes Dawn happy. I don't know if it makes anybody else happy, but it made Dawn happy. So for right now, we'll do this. Okay. So this is going to be my very simple tag. And when I can find a silver button, I'll put a silver button here. Okay? So right now, very simple tag. Now, the next one, I'm going to take this one, put it down, and I'm going to cut a piece of white. Because see, I can do a lot of these with just a little bit of glitter, okay? But this one we're going to do white. If Dawn's happy, everybody's happy. I don't know if I'd go that far, but you know, we can pretend. Okay? I've cut my white to be 3 inches across. I want to tear it. I want to tear it with more personality than that, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I want more personality in my tear. Let's try that again. Alright, that tear has a little more personality, don't you think? I think so. So we have some tear with some personality, and then we're going to come back and now, when you're tearing something, if you tear towards yourself, you get this roughed up edge. See the roughed up edge? Kind of, sort of, in a special kind of roughed up way. See it? So, I want to tear another piece to kind of go right here. Alright? So, I'm going to tear towards me. It's got to be smaller than the other. And I want to tear up and like that. So I want to layer my tears. Okay, so here's those two. And then I think I want to do one more behind it. And so I can look at this and see if I layer these like this, you can kind of see. But if I pull this down even more, which I think is what I'm going to do, that will be perfect. You can't see that way down there. Let's try that again. If you layer them like this, this is going to be the way it's going to lay. See? It's got those little edges. You got your snowflake background. Okay? Alright, so it's very snowy looking. I know, I like this part. This is my favorite part. Okay. And if my Fab was here, he would love this card, or this little tag, because I think this is probably one of his favorite little things that I do with circles. So, alright, so I'm going to layer that one down first. And I'm measuring him so that I have space. Now, if you want to, you could define your edges of your glitter, of your snow, with ink. You could do that. That would be one look. So instead of just plain like this, you could have inked this edge with a light blue or, you know, some color like that, and that would have been snazzy. Okay? But here you go. And so, okay, we have some snow started. I have one layer of snow. It drifted really high. And then we're going to glue this piece down. And you will notice that I am not gluing this top edge. I'm just gluing the bottom edge. Okay? And you will see why in just a moment. And then we have one more piece of snow to go. And this one, it's okay to stick snow all the way down. There we go. Now, I do want to ink a little bit on the edges here, because I think it will make me happy. Just a little bit of color, and it'll kind of blend those edges there together. Alright. Now, so we have we have this going on for our tag right now. All right, so with white, I want to punch and punch. Okay. And for him, I'm just going to lightly go around the edge. Just edge it just lightly. And actually, I think I'm going to use the tumbled glass just a little bit lighter. You could use a marker for this. You don't have to use an ink pad. It's just it was sitting here. Now, if you wanted to get really carried away, you could get more little circle punches. I have a jillion little circle punches. You could get a whole bunch of them and build eyes and nose and stuff like that. But this is where we are so far. Okay. I'm going to glue him over to the side a little bit, like right here on this side. I want him to look that way. So, but I'm only going to glue the bottom. I'm not going to glue the snow on top of him. So, he's under there just a smidge. See, he's under his ball is under the snow just a smidge, okay? And then here is our little top guy. This is his head. Alright. Now, what you need is a pen. And you can use any pen. I'm grabbing my black distress marker because it's right there. But you could use any pen, okay? You don't have to use this one. And I'm going to put 3 little dots. Actually, I'm going to use the other end. Make them a little bigger. Make them easier to use. 3 little dots. And right here. Because he's looking up. And 1 here. 1 here. And you could either make him smile or have one little like O, like a circle mouth. And then I'm going to take some crystal lacquer, and I'm going to use, these are colored lacquers. This one has glitter in it. I don't know that they make the glitter ones anymore. I do know they make the plain colors, but I want this one to have glitter in it because, you know, I have that thing for glitter. But if you couldn't find this, there's other dimensional things like stickles and stuff like that that you could use just as well and build him a little nose. Like that. So he has a little nose. Okay. I'm going to let that dry. But the other thing is instead of using my Quickie glue pen, I'm going to use my white glue. And I'm going to make over the top of this mound here. And over here, without gluing him down. I still have a pocket there, guys. And the reason I've maintained a pocket there, and I should have showed you before I stuck my nose on, but you could stick a gift card in there. You know, like this is about the size of a gift card. You could slide that in there and have a gift card on your tag if you wanted to. So, and I've got to be careful because my nose is wet and I don't want a glittery nose more than he's already glittery. But I don't want like a crystallized glitter nose. So I poured that way. I'm going to do this way. So we have the snow coming down on there. Maybe you can see some of the sparkle in there. And that white glue will dry clear, and it'll just sparkle with like crusty sparkles on top of the snow. It'll be great. And then I'll, where's my punch? Here's my punch. Punch another one of these. And I'll put a ribbon through that after he's all nice and dry. See, any fun and easy peasy? If you don't have those punches, the big one was a 1-inch punch, and the little one was like a 7/8 or a 3/4 inch punch. If you don't have those kinds of punches, you could go around some coins. You know, go around a quarter and a nickel or whatever, and make your pieces like that. So, super easy peasy. And see, these will be so much fun. And again, you can either back it or you can leave it flat because you're going to lay it on, you know, tape it down to the package. And you could just write who it's to, or you could stick a little note in the snow, you know, about who it's to, a little baby tag to pull out. So, I like him. I like him a lot. I'm going to put him up here so he'll dry. Okay. Are you ready for another one? How are we doing on time? We're at 9 o'clock. Yay! Okay. Yes, it would be a fun ATC. You'd have to make them smaller. Cheryl was saying it would be a fun ATC. You'd have to make them a little bit smaller to make them an ATC. But again, you could, you know, have that little pocket be there to pull stuff out of. So that's why I'm going to make some more of these because I think these are very fun. And I know my kids would enjoy them. I'm trying to decide if I want to stamp or if I want to doodle. And really, honestly, I think I want to doodle, guys. What do y'all think? Y'all want to doodle? I want to doodle. I wanted to show this. Let me show this before I get carried away and forget to. This is on the December Daily stamp set. We have a new, beautiful December Daily stamp set on Viva Las Vegas. And we're fixing to do a big week of December Daily stuff on that, using that stamp set. Well, that stamp set comes with this alphabet. And normally people would cut this all up and use it. Well, I have a couple of sets of stamps that I absolutely adore. And they are just like this. And what you do is you leave it all together. I think Stampin' Up! Made them. And then you stamp it. And so then when you want to spell things, these fit inside a 1/4 inch punch. So I have a 1/4 inch square. So if I wanted to spell snow, I could grab my paper scissors. Maybe. Here's my paper scissors up here. And I'm going to cut off the X and the Y so I can get closer to some of my letters. And come over here and stamp out S and a W and the O and an N. Well, make the N go straight. There we go. And if you saw my my Halloween file folder thing, you saw that I did that. And this is just a fun way of doing that. And so see, I could put snow on here very simply. Put it down the side. This is great for using with ATCs. When when Cheryl said that, I thought, oh yeah, I forgot to show that. Because you could easily, do your lettering down the side and just put snow. Let's do that. That'll be fun. I'm going to use my mono glue because I can get just a little spot, and it just needs a dot to hold it on there. And also what I did with that is if I needed a bunch of extra D's or P's or whatever, and I had extra letters, I would use that letter, turn it upside down. And so if you want special colors of letters, just do your background first and then stamp your letters and away you go. So, and I could do my to and from with these, and that would be super cute. Just write to and from with my little square letters. I have a 1/4 inch circle punch and I have a 1/4 inch square punch, and they were both purchased just for this specific task of cutting little letters when I first got them. So Dee Dee, if you're listening, it'd be really cool if you made some other fonts in 1/4 inch size for us to do this with. So, but here's snow. So isn't that fun? Super easy. So maybe Dee Dee will listen to me and make some. I don't know. It would be fun. If not, I'll use my other ones, but not on Viva Las Vegas stuff. Just on personal stuff. So, does anybody have any questions on those? Thoughts, comments? I need to know how. I want to know how. I don't care. Show me a doodle. What? Anything? Thank you, Carrie. I thought it was very cool myself. Show me a doodle. Okay, I'll show you a doodle. I did a lot of doodling too while I've been away because this is my thing that I do that makes me the happiest and the calmest when I'm having stressful moments. And trust me, I've had several stressful moments. Several. Even today. I was having a hard time because I just had I had agreed that, they had apologized for some of the stuff that had transpired, and I appreciated that, and I still do appreciate that. I don't negate that, but my son, I asked him how his day went because I'm hoping to hear that he did some of his return to play protocol stuff and that it all turned out good and that he's feeling much better and happy about it. And he has one teacher that keeps asking him if he's sure he doesn't want to go back to regular PE instead of trying to do his athletics. And he asked him a lot. He asked other kids as well when they were the first week of school, trying to kind of call out the kids who really didn't want to do the work and were just there because they thought they could do it without having all of this work to do. Not realizing how labor intensive as well as how difficult it can be. I mean, because some of those kids, if they If they were in football, they got up already to be up at the school by 6:30. And so if they have done football, they, did that for, the first 12 weeks of school. And then now they're doing it again for the basketball season. Sorry, I can't do this and talk at the same time, apparently. And so, but Will was in off season, so he just had to be at school at regular time and do his training. What I've done is just kind of outlined the word snoo, just really very loosely. And so, he's been gone for 6 weeks from actual play, and he has finally been allowed to come back. And this guy continually, the last couple of days, has been, well, Strickland, you want to go back to regular PE instead? And, he's more than stated he's where he wants to be. And so finally, I blew a mom gasket this evening before my show, and decided that I was going to tell him that any more questions, because I believe he's made it clear that this is where he wants to be. Any more questions to that nature will be viewed as bullying and will not be tolerated. And sent that off to all concerned. So either they will say, oh dear, that crazy Strickland woman has blown another gasket, or, they will treat it like they should. And I'm hoping they will treat it like they should. Because, how is that different than somebody saying to you every day, we don't want you here. Why don't you just leave? It's not, in my opinion. And it's not the way the rest of the staff feels. So it's just this one dude. I'm going around these real quick with the same stroke because I like it that way. Rather than different shapes around my border of this word. And I'm going to trade pens to something a little bit smaller. So, but see, every day has felt like an entire struggle or a fight to get people to comply with just common decency. And it's just really, it's tiresome. And so to get to come home and doodle with my son and my daughter is a lot of fun. And Will loves to Zentangle. He's got some videos out there Zentangling if you want to check them out. Right now they're on my YouTube. I need to get him his own YouTube and move his videos over there. So, but be sure to kind of watch my blog. Now that things are getting back on track, I'll be kicking in some, doing my Leslie's Handmade Crafty Challenge and finding some giveaways to give away for that. I still have to draw from my my very spooky blog hop. I haven't drawn my prize winner there, so if you haven't stopped by and left a comment and gone and hopped through everybody's awesome steampunk projects, you need to go do that, because I have a giveaway still to give away, and I'll probably do that on Sunday. So be sure to go to my blog and scroll down to my steampunk blog hop and check it out. So, is everybody still with me? The last thing I see is Jen saying, really like your tags. But Jen, did you see my Hooters? Thank you guys. I've had a lot of fun with that. If you're just joining and you have no idea and thinking I've just propositioned everybody in the room, I haven't. I have a little series of owls. It's my own pattern that I devised. And they're just little soft kind of plushies, and some are fuzzy with fun fibers, and some are just plain. And they're called Hooters, and they're very cute. So far that's what I have going on here. So those will be coming up on my blog as I get them on my store and stuff. You did see my Hooters, Jen? Weren't they lovely? They were really lovely. They're adorable. Yes. People were concerned when I was sewing peepers on my Hooters, but I promise it didn't hurt them. They're tough little peepers and tough little Hooters. It was funny, I made all these neat things for this show that was at the first weekend of November. I was not the only vendor that had a very slow show. I did make enough to cover the rent that we paid for the booth, but what I had wanted was to make at least enough to cover this year and next year, and then money to cover another show that's supposed to be in December. But because I didn't cover that show for December, I decided I would not do that December show, because the December show is more costly. And so, as luck would have it, I've had interest in my Hooters. Bill has sold a couple of bracelets since the show, and I've had a request for the project that I made for today for Alter's Pages for someone wanted to purchase that one. And if you listen to the video, you know that one is not for purchase. So technically, probably at this point, I probably do have enough money to do that December show. But honestly, if I'm going to make that many sales online, I think I'd rather work up my pavement and concentrate on that. So that's what I'm going to be doing, is getting some stuff there. And then I've got some really cool projects for people's gifts that I'm going to be working on and sharing, and doing some really fun projects with the scouts. This weekend we're going to make some Christmas cards to hand out to the nursing home, and so I'm going to do that with my little scouts and get those accomplished, and get all the popcorn finished up the next couple of weeks, because it's done with popcorn season. Yay! I always like it when it's over popcorn season. Popcorn season in and of itself is fast and furious, and while Will didn't make his goal, he has a very good excuse for that. So he did very well for being out of it for a good month. So His goal was to earn his scholarship this year, and he was on target before the concussion. But after the concussion, he didn't finish that. So, but that's okay. There is next year. But he did get elected to be senior patrol leader of his patrol, and I am very proud of that. I think that is awesome, awesome, awesome. And so that's the scout for the troop. So, and this weekend he's going to go lead his troop at the Veterans Day program and honor our vets and serve breakfast with them. And we always like doing that event because there's so many incredible men and women that have served, and they have such amazing stories. And I think it's important for our guys to go see those stories and listen to what they have to say and learn from the vets and tell them how much we appreciate them for all the service they've given us. So, if you have vets in your life, and even if you don't have vets in your life, happy Veterans Day to everybody. Dawn, is Veterans Day celebrated in Canada too, or is it just for a U.S. holiday? I can't remember. Or if anybody knows the answer to that. Where's Jim? Jim's my fact finder. Jim, go find that out. Oh, I'm kidding, Jim. You don't have to go find that out. Unless you just want to, Jim. Mommy, did you decide what you were giving away? You have a Remembrance Day on the 11th? Okay. Yeah. And I think it's so important. I know when I was pregnant with Will, well, yeah, that's when I was pregnant with Will. They had no, it had to be after that because it was after 9/11. They had a wall in my obstetrician's office about, honoring men and women who were serving. So, Mommy has 2 grab bags to give away. That will be awesome. If you're not familiar with Mommy's grab bags, she has some pretty spectacular things in her grab bags. And the best part about Mommy's grab bags is I don't have to put things in the mail because I still owe some people some mail. So I have not forgotten the folks who are supposed to get some ATCs from me. I have that written down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pile of mail to my mommy over Thanksgiving, and she's going to mail those out for me through the store, because I hate to go to the post office. I probably hate to go to the post office more than I hate to go shopping. And I really, really hate to go, do grocery shopping. She is? Yes, she is. Surprise, Mom! I have things I need to send to people, Mommy, and you need to enable me to do so. So please do. Okay, I'm really liking this tag, guys. I think this will be beautiful. Some of my tags people kept, and some they just threw away. And really, it didn't bother me because why I did them was for the pleasure of just, you know, creating them. And the fact that some of them were ripped off and thrown away, many of them were ripped off and thrown away, is okay because they weren't intended to be, you know, the present was not the tag. The present was what was inside. So you have to decide when you're doing these if you're okay with that. If you're not okay with that, then you need to tell the person, please don't throw that away. I spent a lot of time doing that. And let them know that it's a piece of art, or sign it, even better. See, those that I didn't sign. And so a signature on a thing would indicate that it's art and not just, you know, a tag to throw away. So keep that in mind if you're doing some tangled tags and you want people to be respectful and not just, you know, toss them. So I have to turn this one this way to do this part here, but so I would sign something like this one. The ones where I had just tangled the features on a whatchamacallit, on top of a die cut. I probably wouldn't do those. But this I might sign. So I know I want to do one show with doing some Christmas felting stuff. We don't have very many shows left, guys, for the year. And I want to do 2 scrapbooky shows for my scrapbook gig. But does anybody have a request of something they want to see on one of the crafty gigs? Because I had plans for the whole year, but since October fell through on some days, I'm not going to get everything done which I had planned for the year, and I'm going to put some stuff back to next year, which is no big whoop. But if y'all were thinking of stuff that you wanted to see me do and get done this year, please let me know. You know, like if you want another crochet lesson or something like that. Wow. Why wow, Cheryl? Oh, my tag is wow. No, it's snow. It's a snow. Not wow, snow. I'll behave. Sorry. You've missed me, haven't you? Right? Just keep telling yourself that. Yes, we missed her. You would keep it forever. Aw. Well, that's very sweet of you. Now I feel pressured. Maybe I won't screw it up. No, I don't feel pressured. I never feel pressured tangling. Yes, there's no business like no business. Especially if you're a snow, right, Mommy? Aw, thank you, Cheryl. I missed you guys too. I love doing this because it gives me a chance to try things and share things. I like to teach. And like I said, even though I wasn't teaching with y'all, I was teaching people about stuff. But yes, don't eat yellow snow. That's always important. Teaching people about concussions is what I was teaching people about. So I miss doing this. It's kind of a therapeutic thing for me. And especially when you go cold turkey from doing 2 shows a week for most of the month to one or to none, it's kind of like culture shock. Oh my God. I mean, you suddenly have a lot of time, and it allowed me to create stuff for the craft show, but I would have created stuff for the craft show anyway. So. I like my W. You had Leslie Ray withdraw. Aw. They missed me. They really missed me. So. Let's see here. I do some skinny lines going up here. And some skinny lines going this way. Well, I appreciate y'all coming back and hanging in there with me, because that means a lot to me. Because I felt it was a risk to just all of a sudden drop off the planet. But it was a necessary risk. So I just took a leap of faith and hoped that my fans would return when I was ready, when my son was ready. And you have, and I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. It just reinforces that I did the right thing. And not that I needed reinforcement. I knew I did the right thing, but it's nice to have it anyway. You need to what, Mom? Okay. Who, Mom? Do you have to go? We can draw numbers. Are you already left? Yes, you're right, Jen. Family is first. Did I lose her? Did she go? Because I was gonna say she could. Somebody could run over to random.org and pick a number. If not, what I'll do is I'll do them. I guess she's already gone. Sorry, I was relaxing and tangling at the same time. And not thinking about mean old people who want to be bullies. Ah, she's gone. Okay. I'll finish my S and my N, and we'll draw a number. I'm not ready to finish my O because I can't decide if I want to put Icarus in my O, which I think is what I'm going to do. Icarus is one of my favorites. Or if I want to put something more snowy in my O. This one's pretty design intensive. So visually, I'm not sure I could support another design intensive little doodle. But at the same time, it's Icarus, people. And Icarus deserves love. So there's the snow. And this one is going to be like a snowflake. What brand of pen am I using? I am using Staedtler Pigment Fine Liners. I got these at my local Staples. The reason I got them at my local Staples is because I can save my rewards bucks and go get them. This set was a set of 6. It came with those. But I've bought them in sets of 4, and now I notice they have like a set of 10 you can get. Sorry, that's not focusing. There we go. But I like them very much. And they go for a long time. I do doodle considerably, and they stay together for a long time. And the pen I'm using right now is a 0.1, and there's also one that's even skinnier. So, but I've been a fan of Staedtler for a long time. I like their pens in college and when I would do projects, and so that's just kind of come over from that. Staedtler also does watercolor pencils and watercolor crayons and all kinds of drafting instruments and all kinds of neat stuff. So I don't remember what this doodle is that I'm doing, and it may be a variant of another doodle, but I like it. Gotta put some dots in here. So I've got the S, and the N, and part of the O, and the W. I'm thinking I'm going for Icarus. That's what I'm thinking. Let's see. I need 6 lines. So here's, let's see, I'm going to make 1 line go there, 1 line go there, and 1 line goes straight up the middle. And then come in and I know what we could do one time, since nobody really came up with anything off the top of their heads. Let's do some altered dominoes or something fun like that. What do y'all think? Y'all like that idea? I've got some big ones that we can do, and I've got some itty bitty ones that I bought at the Dollar Tree. They had little ones that are so stinking cute. And I bought some, and my husband goes, "Oh, that would be perfect for the camp box." I'm like, get your own. And he's all pouty about it, but he can get his own. That's not gonna. So, alrighty. This is why Icarus is so cool, because you can do all kinds of variations on it. And normally, you would have longer spokes, or I could have used a smaller pen to make my spokes and made more of these little goobers that come out. But I didn't. And then you can vary how you color them. If you do lines, or if you leave them all straight. And I think what interests me about Icarus is it reminds me of like an agate. There's one of the agates that makes a real neat kind of. Now see, this is just the base of it, alright? Now what you can do is go in and do some stuff with the different elements of it. So what I like to do is with the small pen come in and kind of give these little pieces some wedges. Now what makes Icarus so easy to draw is you saw me divide my pie into 6, and then you pick one side that you're going to draw an extra line on, and you draw, turn, so all the lines are on the same side, and then you come in and you do like a curve, and you keep doing that curve all the way through your design, and then you just build layers. I've been doing a lot of layering lately. If you watch some of the tutorials, and if you came to the reboot last night, I've been looking at layers. I don't know if layers are coming back in real world, but layers are making me happy. So I've gone in and wedged up my little half circles. See them? And then you can decide to, let's get a bigger pen. You can decide to come in here and color a solid like that. And then and you can treat each one differently. So like I may want to color this one solid, but I may want to then do some polka dots. And then leave a solid line in between them. And then again with this color in. That. So see, you can vary your pies, or you can make them all be the same. So Icarus is a lot of fun. I gotta sneeze again here in a second, so just letting you know. Bless me. So the cool thing, and I didn't think about this, you know, I watched the return come in on Tuesday of the election, and I watched it live online. But I missed all of the last, well, I've been without real TV for a couple of months now, but I missed all of the last of the advertising for the election, and I didn't get any of it, and I was so excited because, you know, everybody else gets all these, and, you know, what was, I think it was Icarus, Jen. You asked me what was the name of the person who flew closer to the sun and melted the wax on his wings. I think that was Icarus. I know sometimes they name these after things that influence them. So I don't know if that was the situation here. I can't remember the story of how Icarus was named. I just know that when I learned how to do it, I was so tickled because this is very similar to some things that I used to do as a kid, as far as designing things and playing with shapes and layers and patterns. And it reminded me very much of that. So we have one left over here. I think we can just do some colors. See, I've always been a doodler. Some people come to doodling later in life. I've always been a doodler. And then when I started doing art history classes in college, it just got worse because I needed to draw the pictures we were looking at. So, really, were they? I'm sorry y'all had to put it with such awful lads, Jim. That's just not fair to people. I don't know why people were thinking that that was appropriate, but I think I'm going to leave this right here for my to from. And I'm going to write just really small. Let's see, where's my smaller pen? I'm going to write real small down here on the bottom. Let it snow. Let it snow. Let it snow. Let it snow. Oh yeah, isn't that cute? Look, little bitty. So, I think it needs to let it snow right there. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm happy. I think it's fun. Thank you, Carrie. I tried to tangle around the snowflake. And this snowflake over here. So what we have are some, I'm going to come back and put a silver button on that one for my mom because she needs it to have a silver button. And my tangled one. And my little snow dude in the snowbanks. Which, truth be told, I think he's my fave next to this one. But I like this one too. I like them all. Okay? I like them all. Thanks, Jim, for coming. And I'm glad to be back. I will see you next week. Next week we're going to do scrapbooking. I will be on the reboot on Wednesday with Dawn and Amanda. We'll be at the Google Plus room. Let's see, this Saturday, let me back up. I'm forgetting things. This Saturday, Dawn is streaming 4 p.m. Pacific time and 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. And then on Wednesday, we'll have our reboot in the evening, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, which makes it 6 p.m. Dawn time. And then on Friday, I will have Leslie Ray's Scrappy Gig here. And we'll be working on a little mini album. It's very simple, easy to do, very quick, makes great gifts. And then on Thursday, I forgot. Sorry, Amanda. Thursday is Amanda. No, I did Amanda. Mine is 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. And then Dawn is doing weekly. I'm doing weekly. So we'll just keep going that way. I think I've updated most of it on our fan page for the Odd Show. And I will update the calendars so you can get announcements. So if you're like Raven and don't do Facebook, you should be able to get announcements if you follow my Ustream. So, does anybody have any questions? We need to draw some numbers, don't we? Hang on. Let me go see how many we have. In the viewers, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Raven, I'm counting you once. 7, 8. I see 8 viewers in the inside. Is that what everybody else sees? Or has that changed? Yeah, I'm glad it's somewhat back to normal too. Dawn, are you where you can, or Amanda, somebody, one of y'all go do 1 to 8? I'm glad Will is back better. When we finish getting things, he should be, I mean, he's that kind of good. We're going to work on some more of his release to play stuff this weekend. Let him get some heart rate moving up a little more. But do 1 through 8, Dawn, and give me 2 numbers. Do it twice. And so he's getting better at that, and I'm glad. And but we've got to finish up the stuff with the mother-in-law. I have a first number 2, or is Amanda saying 2? Oh, okay, Dawn, you do a number. Okay, Amanda said 2, so that's Carrie, and Dawn says 7, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that Raven? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's Raven. So Carrie and Raven, email me, and if somebody will type that in for me because I didn't get signed in. I'm one of the guests. Email me, Leslie Ray, at N as in Nancy, C as in Charles, T as in Texas, V as in Victor.com. I know Raven has my email, and Carrie may have it too. But yeah, just email me, and Mom will send out the prizes. And for those who I owe prizes to, and I do owe prizes to people, I've got a list, I've got a box, and those will be going out after Thanksgiving. So I will get those all caught up, and I appreciate you all being patient with me. But I've got some artwork to give away, and I've got some other stuff that has to be mailed out. So Mom just doesn't know how needy I am. I really like these guys. I think my people who get my gifts will like them too. So I hope they do, because they're a lot of fun. So be sure to watch my blog. There's lots of challenges going on. I've been working on some projects that I've got to get on Amanda's blog for her. She's been doing a lot of really cool stuff in her DigiShop, and I've got some projects I've been working on for her. So those will be coming up on my blog. And then, of course, there's Digital Delights stuff that I'm doing. Of course, there's Altered Pages and the stamps that we used tonight from Viva Las Vegas Stamps. So, and the 12 days of Christmas, not 12 days of Christmas, sorry, the December Daily series is going to start, let's see, where's my November calendar? It's the week including the 25th, so the week of Thanksgiving will be the December dailies. And I am off a couple of days on Thanksgiving, and I plan to do some just random streams. And what I'll do is I'll I'll post them the day before that there are going to be some random streams on the channel, and that way those who don't do Facebook, who only do emails and that kind of stuff, it'll be there. And I'll try to post a reminder also on my blog so that you get that too. Because when I'm home for the holidays, and especially if all my peeps are away, and I know my kids are going to go away and be at Grammy and Papa's for part of Thanksgiving, I like to create. I get quiet and I like to create. And I don't have to get out of my jammies if I don't want to. I can just sit and create. I promise that I'd get out of my jammies and put clothes on if I'm going to stream. Okay? I promise that to you all. But there you go. And I've got these cute little stamps I'm going to be using on some cards soon. So I was stamping them and playing with them and seeing how they do. Trying out my new plastic sheets. I think I'm going to make a book out of these to stick these on. So that should be fun. Yes, Leslie Ray, LESLIERAHYE, at N as in Nancy, C as in Charles, T as in Texas, V as in Victor.com. So thank you for coming and doing some little tags with me. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Remember your veterans. It's because of them that we are the land of the free, because of the brave. So thank you again. I appreciate you all. Have a lovely weekend, and I will see you next week. Good night.